Sometimes we get hit with things in life and you have to stop and take a break. And then once you take care of it, you can continue on to become more successful. You're listening to the Surging Forward Podcast, episode number 90, Taking a Break. Hello, and welcome to the Surging Forward broadcast, where we're helping you to have a positive view in a negative world. My name is David Ballantyne, and I'm here to help you see the value in the job you do and how you can keep surging forward. Well, hello again, my friends, and those of you who are members of Surging Forward or just listen to this podcast. Maybe this is your first podcast you've ever listened to, or it's the first episode of the Surging Forward podcast you've listened to. It's an honor. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy day to allow me to share experiences that can help you succeed as a positive person in a negative world. That's kind of what Surging Forward is about. We're geared towards tradesmen and helping other people out in the trades, and we try to give you that positive leadership message that's going to help you to be able to succeed and become the tradesman that you want to be, or the career person, or whatever career you have to be in life in general. So I want to welcome you to the show. My name is Dave Ballantyne, and I have today's going to kind of be a tougher message. I've shared already with a couple people. There's some things that came about this past week. Some things I found out about that actually hit me kind of hard. But that's okay, because I'm going to continue to keep surging forward. But a couple quick announcements I want to talk about first. Don't forget to check out the surgingforward.com. We have all your courses there and anything you need for your code update courses. My email is always available if you want to call me. I don't do phone calls very well. Sorry, my friends. I really don't like talking on the phone. I really don't like talking. Well, you can tell I like talking. I'm on a podcast. It's kind of funny. But no, my email is dave@surgingforward.com for anything you have that if you have a problem on your job site or just general issues where you're not sure why you keep hitting that brick wall. And it is a tough road sometimes. You see it out there so many times. So many people, they seem to, wow, they don't do anything and they got the Midas magic touch, Boom. They're just automatically successful. And other people fight the road for 30, 40 years, and they're just constantly battling. Bam, 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 bam. That's kind of like how my life has been, my friends. It's, I go on and I continue to serve and I fight the battles and I do okay. And I'm good with that. And so that's where you need to find that contentment of what you enjoy doing in your life. And what I enjoy doing is serving you and helping other people become successful. That's really what I've always enjoyed doing. I enjoy teaching. I love teaching the code. I love teaching leadership. I enjoy teaching and watching other people succeed. So, sorry if my voice sounds a little rough today. I've been a little under the weather for the past week. I'll explain why again in a few minutes. But, so I want to be talking this episode, episode 90. I can't believe it's already at 90. That's like, wow, That's almost, it's almost getting close to 2 years. Pretty amazing. But we've been putting out a new episode every week for the past 90 weeks. That's pretty amazing. And we have a pretty good following. And I really thank all of you. I really rely on you to pass on the information for Surging Forward. you can do it real easy now. And I know I've announced it before, but we have the Google Play app. That's really kind of a neat thing we got done a couple weeks ago, actually. All you have to do now is go on Google Play, look up Surging Forward. Pretty fascinating, and you get the app right there with all the great information. And you can go back and listen to any episode many times as you want. Just an encouraging word. Almost on every subject you can imagine is out there. So if you have a friend of yours that's going through something, you know what? I can almost guarantee you there's a topic out there that I've covered that can help that friend out. So show them how to go to the app and just let them scroll through and see what they want to find. So I try to cover the hard topics that no one else wants to talk about. That's just what it's about. I try to keep it real here. And that's the real part of this episode. So I want to go into this one here. This episode here, it's all about keeping it real. I had some pretty tough news come about. I've been feeling under the weather for the past month and a half. I wasn't sure what was going on, and things just didn't seem right. So I went to the doctors, did all the right things. And when I go to the doctor, you know it's not right, because I'm pretty healthy. I maintain myself. I do what I got to do. But went to the doctor. I said, look, things just aren't right. And so we did a couple tests, and sure enough, some things weren't right. So they said, okay, we're going to run this other test. And they go down, and they actually, had to go do it like down, I guess, upper GI they call it, or whatever the case may be. I'm not real big on medical terms, but they went down and they put me out for a while. The drugs were really good. I got to admit that. But they put me out, and they did this test, and they found what they're saying is a tumor down in my esophagus. Well, they're pretty sure. This is the doctor saying this. Now, I don't know. But the doctor's saying, oh, well, it's cancerous, blah, 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 on and on and on. It's like, what? Are you kidding me? So this is the news I got Thursday. And this is just this past prior week. So a lot of things have transpired. No, I'm sorry. It was like 2 weeks ago before the last podcast. So a lot of things have transpired in this past week and a half. I was like, so you go through this whole whirlwind of emotions. Now, wait a minute. This can't happen to me because I'm a very positive guy. I try to push forward on things. So we're doing a lot of research and checking out. So it's okay. I'm going to, whatever happens, I'm going to pursue this aggressively because, it doesn't matter whether I like it or not. I've never been one to push things in the sand. Like you've seen with all my past messages, what I show you how to do is to keep surging forward by confronting things. We don't hide from problems because we all know it's a choice. And things happen that are out of our control. Now, there's a lot of things in life that happen that, okay, yes, they're your fault. But there's a lot of things that happen in life that you just have no control over. Stuff like this. It's like, wow, okay, where did this come from? 1 week I'm healthy, and then a couple weeks later, all of a sudden I'm sick, and you tell me I got cancer? So we gone through and we've had the other tests and had a lot of the consultations. And they're talking to us about things, and all of a sudden after this, I'm feeling tired too because, of course, when they take the biopsy, they do all this stuff, and it does hurt, and it is painful. Not to the point of dying, but, I don't want to say that, but it is. It's tough to go through, plus you're going through all this emotional stuff. So what I've had to do, I've had to readjust. I said, okay, I've had to sit down with myself, sit down with my wife, and really kind of evaluate my life and say, okay, I know I've been staying very, very busy. I mean, I get students at school. They go, how do you sleep? What time do you sleep? I mean, what? Do you sleep from, 2 o'clock to 5 o'clock in the morning? They don't understand that I just try to get things done. I do what I can to get done whatever I need to do for that day. I have a certain amount of things I have to get done that day, and I have to get them done. If I don't get them done, then tomorrow's going to be busy. So I don't tend to take a whole lot of time off for myself. I tend to constantly be working on a program, working on something for work, working on something ready for the podcast, working on helping out another student. Hey, fantastic to my buddy Brett out there, Brett Pack. If you're listening to this, congratulations on getting your master's license, man. I just got through coaching Brett. I did some one-on-one coaching with him, and he passed his master's electrical license. I am so proud of you, Brett. Fantastic job. Keep up the good work. I look forward to great things for you in the future. That's what gives me the motivation, right there. That's what gives me my inspiration, by seeing people succeed and hearing that. And I heard that this past week that he passed his test, and I was so thrilled. But going back to what was happening with me, I had to make some hard choices. And so I am going through a lot of counseling and some therapy and some medical issues right now. And right now there's some couple other tests that they have to run. But yeah, they want to run me through the whole gamut of chemotherapy and all this other stuff. And I'm not going to go into the full details on it. But I'm just like, wait a minute. How can you say that this? Because, you know, you have to start doing your own investigation on some of this. And what's interesting is I also believe in the Lord Jesus Christ and his power for healing. And I also believe there's a lot of things that are against what I do out here. I don't know where your spiritual standpoint is on this, and this is not a preaching program. It's a very motivational program. But part of my motivation, the reason I have a motivation is because of my faith in the Lord. Because I know that we all have a purpose. We have a reason for being and what we do. You have a purpose. You have a reason for doing. There are things that you do and things that you know that I don't know and that I may need. You may come into my life someday and give me what I need. So that's where the positivity comes in. So with that said, there's powers outside that try to deter what you're doing. And people don't like that I'm out encouraging. People don't, and I'm not saying people, I'm saying, you know, when I use the term enemy, for those that aren't Christian-based faith, and whether you believe in that or not, the enemy to me are outside forces, demonic forces, whatever you want to call it. So I'm not going to get into preaching. If you want to get with me one-on-one, we can talk about that. I'm not going to get into a debate with you because I know what I believe. But I'm sharing with you this because this is what's behind my motivation for you guys. It is my Christian faith that is able to. So I'm believing in a healing on this. I'm thinking that there's a problem here where I'm being attacked. And I believe it with all my heart. I know that's what it is. So I'm going to attack it back. And you say, wow, Dave, what do you mean you're going to attack it back? Well, I've had to make some hard decisions. And I will be documenting my journey. I will be following this. I announced a while back that my daughter's getting married. My daughter's getting married the end of July. Now, I will not be sick. I will not be going through all kinds of cancer treatment and therapy. Me, for one, because I'm a very positive person, I refuse to accept that. I have the faith, and I know that the Lord Jesus Christ is going to take that from me, and I am going to be able to enjoy that. And that is something that's very important to me. So when we talk about surging forward, it's not this outside thing of like, oh, we want to be positive. No, either you are or you're not. Now, we can be taught to do that. And yes, it's a struggle, but it's not always an easy life. Things happen that are beyond our control. This is beyond my control. But you know what? I'm not running from it. I'm not going to say, okay, it just doesn't exist and let me just go on with my life and ignore it. No, we don't ignore our problems, my friends. You do not ignore things that happen in your life. You hit them head on and you face them. You find a solution and you solve it. If you don't know the solution, you will find somebody that does. And so I've really had to go through a lot of prayer and counseling and talking. I'm still going through the medical issues. I've got a lot of stuff going on next week. If I got to go through chemo, that's great. I'm not, I'm not knocking it, but I want to know why. And before I go through it, I have a lot more questions for the doctor. And we have a lot more meeting. We have a couple more things. And of course, this is affecting my real job now because good grief, they schedule these things for during the day. You can't go back to work and you take this medicine and you feel sick. And it's like, golly, I feel sicker now than I did before I went to the original the diagnostic. This is ridiculous. I'm not knocking our medical system by far, but it's like, I go in with a problem and something doesn't feel right, and then 2 weeks later I feel worse than I did when I went in there. So I'm not understanding that part. So I have a lot of questions, and I have a lot of things, but I also have a lot of faith. So I'm looking at different things, and, I'm seeing where my blood count says my body's fighting things, which contradicts what cancer is. So now I have even more questions. So I'm going to be documenting some of that as we go through. But one of the decisions I had to make, because I have to fight this other battle that came upon me that I don't understand, I will be taking what I call a sabbatical. Now, anybody that serves other people, a lot of times they go through things in life and they need a sabbatical. Because before I can continue serving the people I love to serve, which is you, the tradesmen, contractors, construction people, my apprentice students, I guess I need to take care of myself. And very rarely do I concentrate on myself, but at this point in my life I am, because it's happened very quick. I've been onslaughted with this, and I need to take care of it very quickly. My finances are definitely going to be affected because I've already taken so much time off of work. It's unbelievable, but I have a good support group at work, so that's a good thing. But I'm going to be taking about 2 to 3 weeks off. I'm sorry, not weeks, months. 2 to 3 months off to where I may not be putting a podcast out every Monday. And I apologize for that. I really do, and it doesn't come lightly. I also had to go to my apprenticeship class. We have graduation on May 31st. This will be the first graduation that I have not attended in 20 years. Because I'm a big part of that graduation, and there's a lot of things that I do. But I talked to my director. I was very shocked at the support that even she gave me. I was thinking she'd be upset with me because there's so much that I do. But no, it was totally the opposite. So for the first time in my life, I really found out, yes, I do need to take care of myself. And it is okay. So it's a big regret. It's very hard for me not to be there. And so I had a long talk with my students. They're almost done with school. I brought them through the whole hard part. But they even understood. And so it happened at a crazy time. But I need to take care of this and fight this situation and meet it head on. And it's about what I always talk about. And I bring it all around to every one of my podcasts. If you guys go back and you listen to them, it's all about choice. The choices we make in life. You see, I can choose to ignore what's going on with me right now and continue to just blindly serve you like nothing's wrong. I could lie to you. I could just make it sound like everything's okay and we live in this wonderful, great world and rah, 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 rah. And then you're just getting the same stupid message that everybody else is giving you all the time. It's not real. And then all of a sudden my body gets sick and then boom, I'm not here. Or you find out something bad and it's like, oh my gosh, I thought Dave was fine. I thought da-da-da-da-da. And here I am all of a sudden, just ignoring things. That's not what it's about. Life is about choices, and it's about making the right choice of what we need to do that's a priority. And priority, as I talked about last week, is figuring out what is important to you. And we don't like to put ourselves up on a pedestal, especially myself. I'm very big on the pride thing. I'm very big on I don't even like getting doggone awards for things. Somebody gives me a certificate and I'm doggone embarrassed to go up on the stage. I have no idea what to say. I have no problem giving you a speech. Oh, I can give you a lecture. I can give you a sermon. I can get up and teach a class. Bam, bam, bam. I got the confidence of the world. But you give me an award? My head is sunk down and so embarrassed. I don't know what to say. I don't know. Call that whatever you do. But there's a difference between pride and pride. Yeah, it sounds like the same thing. So I guess it's something I have to learn. So for the first time in my life, I have to take care of me. That's right. I've never really taken care of me. I've always done and tried to make other people look good. Ever since I was a young man out on my first foreman job, my first leadership job, I can remember trying to, put other people before me, and I just follow these rules of leadership naturally. And I've always tried to do that. And I've always been patted on the back about how great of a job I do. And it's just, this is almost the first time I've had to stop back and say, hey, I got to take care of Dave. And I'm just trusting that Surging Forward keeps surging forward. I'm trusting that the downloads keep going up on the app and that they survive. I may put a podcast out periodically here and there. The courses are still going to be there, obviously. But, and my wife and I, we've determined on the website, we're going to keep things up to date on the blog. I have a wonderful friend of mine, Joseph Soren. He decided, he told me, he said he'll keep me up to date, things up to date on Facebook for me, because I'm probably going to be off social media also. I'm not going to be, piping in there all the time. I've actually slacked off on there the past couple months anyway, because I just don't have time. I've been dealing with all these doctor things. But this is just something I really need to do to get myself back to 100%. Because if I'm not 100%, I can't give you 100%. And so that's what it's about. If it happens to come in sooner, hey, I might have a big welcome back, and, that's fine. But I will be back. I will be back with another podcast, and it'll be announced. But I do encourage you to still like us on the Facebook page. Check us out on the Surging Forward Facebook site. There may be some updates. I will be putting updates on there periodically. And encourage those around you in the trades. I'd like to be able to reach every tradesman out there. I mean, I would like Surging Forward to be the new place to go for tradesmen that want to succeed. I think the message that we're going to be offering, there's some great things that I have planned, that this is going to be the place to go for you to succeed. This is going to be that next opportunity for you to take a step up. It's just not going to be your little, okay, let's just take the class because we have to. This is going to be the place for you to go where you want to succeed in the field. How do you do it? And so I'm looking forward to the success that's Surging Forward and those that are going to be coming aboard on the team to help me get there. And we're going to make Surging Forward that place, that extra step. There's so many opportunities coming to play. You heard me talk about last week about the CMECP. That is that program that Paul Abernathy's put together is marvelous. And so that's for electricians only. But I'm also reaching out to all tradesmen. This Surging Forward is going to be the place where you can go to find out. Electricians are going to come here to Surging Forward and find out about this other opportunity that they can get. So I would definitely like to get all electricians on here. I would like to get so many electricians, and every electrician. If you're an electrician out there and you're on Facebook, tag somebody and have them like the page. I'm not messing around anymore because I'm finding out time is of the essence. Time is short. And so with that said, even though I'm going to be gone I'm not going to be putting out a new podcast per se. I may be putting out an intermittent podcast just to keep you up to date with what's going on. It may not be the typical title that I usually do, but I'm going to be keeping you up to date with what's there. But this is where the rubber meets the road, my friends. Yeah, it's not just going to work and working in the trenches and, coming back and people think you're a piece of crap because you're all filthy dirty. And so all you think in life is you can go do is drink at a bar and party at your friends because you have no value. That's not true. Ain't nothing wrong going to the bar, partying with your friends. Hey, go at it. But don't let other people tell you what your self-esteem is as a train. Because I'm going to tell you, you built that. You built that city road out there. You built that building out there. You provided power to that over there. That is a skill. And that is something to be proud of. And so I, as well as anyone else that joins this team, is going to continue to help you to see that value of how important your job is and how you can succeed. Your success in the trade is not based on somebody cracking the whip on you and telling you how bad you are. Your success in this field is based on your confidence level of the skills that you learn and you know. Now, where do you have to go to learn those skills? Do I teach all those skills? No. But I guarantee you, if you ask me where you can go learn some of them, I can probably point you in the right direction. And if I can't, I'm going to try to find the right direction for you to point with, because I can put you in touch with people that are successful in whatever you're doing in the trade. And there's people making good money. And you don't have to be satisfied with the status quo. I've never been satisfied with the status quo. I've never been one of those to say, hey, this is all I'm getting paid. This is fine. I've always been able to strive to make myself better. And that's what it's about, my friends. That's what it's about. But sometimes, when you're constantly fighting to make yourself better, sometimes you got to take a break. And it's kind of where I'm at right now. So, I hope that you'll keep me in your prayers. I will keep you updated on things that are going on. So this is not a sign off. It's not an out. I appreciate your prayers. I look forward to your emails. I look forward to your comments, on the Surging Forward page. Again, I will still be answering them the best of my ability, but I'm going to be very busy over the next, 2 months or so. I said 3 months just to give me a little bit of leeway, but, I do appreciate everything that you're doing for me, because believe me, you do more for me than I do for you. But the biggest thing I can ask is keep surging forward. Keep the Surging Forward name surging forward. I would love to start seeing more people sharing the posts and getting it out there. And I know that, I got a couple friends of mine, Lamar, he does a great job. He's always sharing the podcast post, and I appreciate it, Lamar. He's always sharing it with his friends out there and stuff like that. But I'm not going to be the voice out there for the next 2 months or so. So this is what's going to help me motivation is in the next 2 months, if I still see the voices surging forward, going forward. If I see the name popping up on Facebook here and there, because I'll be monitoring, I'll be looking. I just may not feel like typing or writing. Because maybe I won't have an encouraging word. Maybe I'm struggling with my own thing. But I'm going to be bringing that out maybe on the website. So check out the Surging Forward podcast website. I'm going to still keep that blog going. But again, stay positive, my friends, because it is a negative world. But we will overcome. And that is what it's about. Constantly surging forward, which is what this is about. It's not about me. It's not always about you. It's about serving others and helping others to keep surging forward with a positive view in a negative world. So, all right, my friends, I'm going to sign off here. Actually, I was quite amazed how long it went. And I appreciate you listening and taking the time. I hope this is encouraging. I didn't mean for it to be a downer. I want it to still be encouraging because it's all about choices. And I always say that. So I've had to make some hard choices. But I think they're good choices. Not all choices are easy. I've always said that. A lot of choices are very, very, very hard. But in the long run, they're going to benefit mightily. And that's what I'm hoping this is going to do. After the 2 months, I'm hoping I'm going to come back refreshed. I'm going to come back with a positive testimony. I'm going to tell you about the victory in our Lord. I'm going to, and again, not that I'm trying to convert anybody. I don't want anybody to get that profession. Some of my good friends are atheists. I will tell you that right off the bat. And I got no problem. Me and them, we have great conversations. Okay? I don't care who you are. You don't have to be of the same faith as me. You have an issue or you have something you want to talk about? Hey, email me privately. We'll talk. But I will never debate or call anybody out because you're of a different faith than me. Because we're all in the same boat. And I firmly believe that. So when I talk about my passion, that is me. You can take what you want from what I say. Always remember that. Okay? All right, man. We love you guys. And thank you for all you men and women that are listening out there. And I appreciate the prayers. I appreciate the comments. Keep me posted. And let me know if there's anything I can do for you, even while I am out. If you have questions on anything, I will be posting on Facebook, and the Facebook page is when we're going to be returned. Like I said, I don't have an exact date. It's going to be like 2 to 3 months that I've decided that I'm going to step down for a little bit so that I can focus on conquering this so-called cancer that they're talking I have. Am I fearful? No, not really. Because I'm surging forward. And I'm maintaining my faith. And I know what I know. And I'm going to fight. And so I'm going to be talking about that fight. So walk with me on this journey. Check out the page. Check out the little thing. And find out how to fight the battle. It's not an everyday battle, man. It's not just you. Whatever you're going through right now, we all go through it, my friends. All of us. So we got to fight it. We don't quit. We keep surging forward. Have a great week, my friends. And keep that positive attitude. Keep surging forward. We'll talk to you later. God bless. Bye-bye.